Welcome our viewers to the 6th episode of the Property Investors Network, a show where we discuss and learn about investing in real estate in 10 minutes or so. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I can see the likes, I can see the views. Thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe to the channel. There are more episodes coming, hot episodes that are coming, so you don't want to miss all this. Today's topic, we are continuing on the 12 ways to make money out of property. So this is the third segment of that topic. Just to recap from last week from the last time, we discussed number 1, buy to let, number 2, rent to buy, number 3, renovation or flipping, number 4, property development, number 5, investor consortium, number 6, property stocks, number 7 and 8, private equity and venture capital. Now, if you look closely at these 12 ways of making money through property, you'll find that the first 4, they focus on the practical or technical aspect of property. The following 4 ways, they focus on the structuring of the investment. And now today, the last 4 ways, they are focusing on the services around property and real estate. So let's go to number 9. Number 9, these are 3 ways or services, and I've put them together because they work hand in hand. So number 9 is estate agency, conveyancing, and bond origination. Now, I'm going to explain each of those 3 terms. Estate agencies sell property on behalf of the owners, and they make money from commission which they get from the sale of the property and also facilitating the transaction. For you to be an estate agent, you have to be, in most countries, you have to be, because this is a regulated area, they don't want anyone to be selling property all over. So there has to be a registered estate agent in order to sell property. In South Africa, you have to be registered with the Estate Agent Affairs Board. So on the Estate Agent Affairs Board website, you're going to find details on how to become registered and become an estate agent. Also, just to mention something about selling property, if you are selling your own property, you don't have to be registered. It's your own property. You can just go ahead and sell it. And also, if you are going to be an estate agent, it's not an easy job to sell property, because you're going to work in odd hours. If the seller says, if you come now, you have to come now. If the buyer say, let's meet at this time, you have to. So it's not an easy job. You've got to be very flexible so that you'll be successful in this business. The second one is the bond originators. Bond originators are people who find people who need finance from banks. In other words, they are sort of agents on behalf of the banks to find people who want to get loans or bonds from the banks. They are paid on commission by the banks. So if you want to buy a property, you want finance, you go to the bond originators. You don't pay them, they are paid by the banks. In terms of requirements to be a bond originator, there are no specific requirements besides basic education. Then you can become a bond originator on behalf of a number of banks. And then the third one under this category is conveyancers or we call them also transfer attorneys. These are the guys who do the actual transfer of the property from one owner to another owner. It's a legal process. So to do this, you need to be a lawyer, a registered lawyer or a certified lawyer in order to do this transaction. But you can also, if you're not a lawyer, you can also work as a transfer secretary within the office to facilitate the documentation and so forth. So these are the category number 9. Let's go to number 10. It's the letting agency. The letting agency rent out a property on behalf of the owner and they get a commission. So they market your property. They also facilitate the collection of the rent on behalf of you, the owner. The commission that they get from the property, it can be a commission that is based on a percentage of the income they collect, or it can be a once-off amount which they get from the owner. In order to be a letting agent, you also need to be registered. In South Africa, you are registered. You've got to look at the Estate Agent Affairs Board for more information. And also to comment on this, you can let your own property. You don't have to be registered to let out your own property or properties because they are your own. Let's quickly move on to number 11, the managing agency. Managing agents, they usually manage multi-unit residential or commercial properties. In other words, the whole complex or shopping mall. They manage it on behalf of the owner. This includes collecting billing all the tenants who are there, collecting the levies, preparing the books, make sure they are audited by the auditors. And if they are a homeowners association, they also facilitate the homeowners, bring them together, conducting the meetings and facilitate for the homeowners in that particular complex. They also take note of the maintenance of the buildings and make sure the owner knows that the building needs to be maintained. Can they go ahead and take care of the building? They collect a monthly service charge from the income which they collect from their rents and their billings. To be a managing agent, there is no specific qualifications or approvals that are required. So basically, you just need to set up your company, make sure that if there are things to be signed, there are the right staff available for you to run the company. Let's go to the last one. On the 12th way of making money out of property. This one, I've put it at the end because it's a very sensitive one. It's property speculation. Property speculation is to buy property in order to sell it at a profit in a short to medium term. This is where you look at the property and you get in, buy it, and you sell it. It's purely speculation. But of course, there is some thoughts and research that goes into it. So it involves buying a property below market and sell it later for a profit. For example, you can buy a property pre-developed area and then you sell it once the demand has increased. So you know this place is going to be developed. So you go in, you buy a property there and wait until there is a high demand, the price is up, then you sell it again. This can also go along with development because at times you need to add value to the property. You renovate it again and then you sell it. You need to do thorough research in order to succeed about the area, to know what's going to happen within the area so that you calculate the risk and return. A lot of people have lost money through property speculation. And a lot of people think that property business is speculation. No, it's not speculation. Like you have seen, there are many ways of making money out of property without speculation. But speculation is just one of them. It's the most riskiest way of making money in property. Now, for today, we will end here. For the next episode, we're going to focus more on motivation around the property business. So there is going to be a very dynamic session that is coming that will prepare you, your mind, your way of thinking towards property business, so that you'll be geared to be a property investor. Just to conclude, I always say, please subscribe to the show so that you keep on receiving the episode, the notification on YouTube. Also, you're welcome to provide your comments. Also, you're welcome to email me with your comments. Until next time, thank you very much. See you next time.